Friends, let us start our today's session. We are on the topic tax planning, and today we'll be learning about tax planning for various kinds of businesses and various kinds of entities. Uh, Let us see the syllabus first. As you can see, the tax planning concept of the first unit has already been taught to you. Then tax planning in different organizations. This is what we are going to discuss today. Tax planning in different organizations. Okay, when you talk about different organizations, initially when we were discussing about the tax liability, that what is the scheme of taxation in our country, at that time we had discussed that every person is liable to pay tax. Every person is liable to pay tax only when his total income exceeds certain limit. And only when he can be called as an assessee, when tax liability is there, he has to pay tax. And at that time also we had discussed that person includes various things, right? Can anyone give me some example of persons? Who are the persons according to income tax law? Once we know that, then we can understand, then one can start business, one can earn income being a person like that. Can anyone help me? What is the meaning of persons under income tax law? Anyone?
Sir, business organizations, employees.
Okay. Now you are thinking like that, but what is the meaning of person? Let us then, if that is so, let us first see what Income Tax Act defines. We had discussed this earlier, but still let me repeat it now. Now, earlier we had discussed about the scheme of taxation. Have you remembered? Every person whose total income of the previous year exceeds the maximum amount which is not chargeable to income tax is an assessee and chargeable to income tax at the rates prescribed in the Finance Act for the relevant assessment year. This concept we had discussed earlier. Have you remembered? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Here at that time we had discussed about what is the persons. Who are these persons? Once we know the person, that each of these person can be a business entity, and each of this kind of person can earn certain income. Right. Once we know the person, then we can compute his total income. And total income of the previous year, we already know the concept of previous year. Income which is earned to the previous year and assessed to tax in the subsequent year, which is called as the assessment year. And tax liability is to be computed at the rate or rates which are prescribed. Okay, it is prescribed in the Finance Act, and some taxes are also prescribed in the Income Tax Act. Okay, but a person is liable to pay tax only his total income exceeds the maximum amount which is not chargeable to tax. So that is why it is important for us to understand the meaning of persons. Then only you can think of tax planning for all these kinds of persons. So let us learn the meaning of person first. Now again, when we are learning about tax planning at that time also we had discussed that there are various areas of tax planning. Here one point was there, of course, that is the first point. That is choice of business entity. What kind of business entity you can think of to start a business? Okay, and accordingly, different tax planning ideas are applicable for different kind of entities. Now, if you think that you want to start business, can you think of what kind of entities are coming to your mind, and what are various forms of business? Can you tell me? Are you getting my question? Are you getting my question or not? Well, let me tell you, these are the various forms of the business, or you can say, these are the various types of persons which are defined under Section 2, Clause 31 of the Income Tax Act. Can you read these persons? Some of you please read these are the persons.
Individual, HUF, Films,
Farm.
Association of Persons, Body of Individuals, Company, Local Authority, Artificial Judicial Person.
Okay. You see, when you start a business or someone wants to start some income, he has to keep in mind that all these persons can have income. It may be an individual like you and me. It can be a Hindu undivided family. It can earn income. A farm partnership farm can earn income. A limited liability partnership firm can also earn an income. An association of person or a body of individuals can earn income. A company can have income. Local authority can have income. Artificial judicial persons can have income. Okay. Now, when you think of tax planning, let us say you want to start a business. You can start a business as an individual. You yourself can do a business. If that is so, that kind of business will be called as sole proprietorship business or simply proprietorship business. Okay. Yes or no? That can be called as proprietorship business. If that is the kind of business, let us say proprietorship kind of business, what happens? Your PAN, that is permanent account number, what you are using as an individual. So you'll be doing business by using the same PAN. So business PAN and your personal PAN are not different things. When you do business in a proprietorship. Okay, so all the transactions or PAN based transactions which are linked to your individual PAN card are also it may be your business transactions or maybe your personal transaction, everything is linked to one PAN card. Okay, so that is when you start business as a let us say individual proprietorship kind of business. Other kind of business, next kind of business is that it can be in the form of HUF, Hindu Undivided Family. In that case, what happened? That Hindu Undivided Family is having some business. Each member can have their own earning, and this HUF can have its own earning. There may be two different PAN cards. So individuals, each member is identified with a PAN, and HUF is also identified with a separate PAN. So this is how HUF's business or HUF's income is distinct from individual's income. Got it? Same way, if somebody does a business or earns income by way of a partnership firm can have a different PAN card. Individual, each partner can have different PAN card. And again, coming to form of business, this partnership can be a registered partnership, can be an unregistered partnership. It can be a limited liability partnership also. Okay, when you talk about limited liability partnership, it is registered under Ministry of Corporate Affairs. It is just like a company, it has to be treated. But from income tax point of view, there's a PAN, that's a farm. And the rate which is applicable to the farm is applicable to LLP. Okay, companies rates are different. Okay, so rates are different for individuals, right? And HUF rates are also almost similar, almost same as individual. But farm's rate of income tax is different. So you have to think whether you are planning to start the business or earn income as an individual, proprietorship farm, or into undivided family, or a partnership, or it can be a company also. If it is a company, tax rates will be different. There is no basic exemption limit for a company. For individuals, if somebody earns up to somebody earns income up to 2.5 lakh, no taxes paid. Okay. Beyond that, only when your income exceeds 2.5 lakh, then only taxes paid. But this basic exemption limit is not applicable to companies, farms, and other kind of assets. It's available only to individuals. For senior citizen, it is 3 lakh. For super senior citizen, it is 5 lakh. So there are some benefits associated with different forms of business or different kinds of entities. Okay. And when someone is doing business like an association of person, Association of person means two or more persons joined together to do a business. Otherwise than partnership. Suppose a company, one individual. Company is a person, individual is also person. But company and individual joining together and forming a joint venture, not a partnership. Joint venture, meaning temporarily for a particular activity there, they have joined together to do the venture. That will be treated as association of persons because there are two members. Each of them are persons. Individual is a person, and company is also a person. But similarly, if the two individuals join together and do a joint venture, that will be treated as body of individuals. Tax rates of body of individuals are almost same like individuals, but they are different. I told almost same. In certain situations, they are different. Okay, so rates for other forms of assets are different like this. So the basic tax planning that we'll be doing, we have to understand what are the tax rates of different kinds of assets. Accordingly, one can plan that which form of business is going to be suitable in order to earn an income. Up to this, is it clear to you? Now I think you have understood what is the importance of knowing various forms of business. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And there can be subcategories also. As I told you, farm can be registered farm, unregistered farm, LLP. Similarly, company can be closely held company, widely held company. Maybe you can say public company, private company like this. So various possibilities are there. And tax rates are different for each of these type of assets. Okay. Now, when you talk about tax planning for different organizations, first this time, if you think about the basic tax planning for individual for this year, two different rates are applicable. Let me tell you that. Before that, let first quickly tell me what are the various forms of organization. Then we'll see the tax rates. The individuals we know it has not been defined under Income Tax Act. You have to understand by taking its natural meaning. You and I are individuals, so we can be assessed to tax as an individual. HUF is also not defined under law. It means Hindu undivided family. You have to take the natural meaning of Hindu undivided family, which is governed by Hindu law. Farm is a partnership farm. Farm includes LLPs. AOP, BOI, I explained you just now. Okay, group of persons may join together with a common object that will be called as AOP, Association of Persons. A group of individuals will join together for certain activity can be referred to as body of individuals. Both of them are two different kind of assets. Company under Income Tax Act has been defined. It includes it means Indian company or body corporate incorporated under any law outside India. Any institution, association, or body which is assessed as a company on or before 1970 are also companies. And institution, association, body which are declared by CBDT as a company, they are also companies. So all these companies tax rates are different. Local authority includes municipal committee, district court, body of port commissioners, panchayat, cantonment board, etc. They are local authorities. Artificial juridical person means they are other than natural persons, but they have separate entity in the eyes of law. For examples are the deities, idols. Examples are Lord Jagannath, Lord Tirupati, etc. are artificial juridical persons. All these kinds of persons that you have discussed, they may be individuals, they may be HUF, they may be farm, they may be AOP, BOI, they may be company, they may be local authority, or they can be artificial juridical person. All of them can have income. Okay, having understood this, now it is important for us to know the tax rates which are applicable to different kind of persons. That you can say that is a very basic level tax planning that we need to understand which rate is applicable to which person. Accordingly, we can decide that what kind of entity we are going to select. Okay. Now, if you look at this chart, for individuals, you can see this is the tax rate. So, if the total income is up to 2.5 lakh, what is the tax rate?
It is nil.
Nil. So, if it is exceeding 2.5 lakh up to 5 lakh, the tax rate is
5%.
5%.
yeah. Above 5 lakh up to 10 lakh, tax rate is 20%. Above 10 lakh, tax lakh is 30%. Okay. Mind you, this rate is applicable for not only individuals, HUF, AOP, BOI, AJP for assessment year 21-22. Meaning the income which has been earned in the previous year 2020-21 is liable to tax at this rate. Okay, individuals, HUF, etc. But for individuals, this rate is only for the men and women below 60 years. The 60 years is not relevant for HUF, AOP, BOI, HFP. They do not have any age restriction. Age condition is not attached to that. But for men and women below 60 years, this is the rate. If they are above 60, below 60 means below 60. If they are 60 and above, there's a different rate. Okay. So all these rates are applicable for HUF, AOP, BOI, HFP also. Okay. And there is a rebate is also applicable for individuals and HUF. We'll see that rebate. 57A. Surcharge is applicable only when total income is more than 50 lakh rupees. That's a tax on tax. And the surcharge is subject to marginal relief. And on that income tax plus surcharge, health and education cess of 4% is also applicable. And there is one more concept that is called alternate minimum tax. If total income exceeds 20 lakh, then alternate minimum tax is also applicable. That concept one have to keep in mind. Alternate minimum tax means minimum you have to pay tax at a certain rate, that is 18.5%. We'll be learning that concept later on. Did you understand this? Tax rates. And
Yes, sir.
if the same individual, not the same individual, if the individual's age is 60 years or more at any time means even on 31st March, on the last day of the previous year, he has attended just 8 years. Still also, he will get this concessional benefit. The income up to 3 lakh is nil. Okay. From 3 lakh to 5 lakh, 5%. 5 lakh to 10 lakh, 20%. Above 10 lakh, 30%. But all these things, rebate under 87 is applicable. Surcharge is applicable, subject to marginal relief. Health and education says 4% is applicable. AMT is also applicable. Right? For super senior citizen. Okay, for super senior citizen, that is 80 years and above age. As you can see, up to 5 lakh, no tax. Above 5 lakh, but up to 10 lakh, 20%. Above 10 lakh, 30%. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so in summary, if you see, for normal individuals, up to 2.5 lakh nil. For senior citizen, up to 3 lakh, no tax. For super senior citizen, up to 5 lakh, no tax. Above that, up to 5 lakh rupees, tax rate is 5%. And above 5 lakh, up to 10 lakh rupees, tax rate is 20%. Above 10 lakh, tax rate is 30%. So basically, an individual is supposed to pay tax at 5%, 20%, and 30% normally. Okay? Understood?
Yes, sir.
So now, this concept again we have to understand. This is our first step of tax planning. As you see, as I told you earlier also, these individuals are subject to individuals who are having individuals who are residents in India, whose total income does not exceed 5 lakh. It's only for individuals, not for any other kind of assessment, not for HUFA. If the total income is less than equal to 5 lakh rupees, total income just 5 lakh rupees or less than that, then deduction is available. How much is the deduction? 100% of the tax or 12,500 rupees, whichever is less. Okay. So if you calculate tax on 5 lakh rupees, you know, up to 2.5 lakh rupees is nil, is it not? And above 2.5 lakh, up to 5 lakh rupees, it is 5%. Yes or no? So on 5 lakh rupees,
Yes, sir.
so on 5 lakh rupees, tax amount will be 12,500 rupees. If the income is 12,000, income is 5 lakh rupees, if you compute up to 2.5 lakh rupees nil, then above that means 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh rupees. The slab is 2.5 lakh again. On that 2.5 lakh, if you calculate 5%, it will come 12,500. So if your income is 5 lakh rupees exactly, the entire income tax 12,500 rupees will be exempted. But your income is less than that. Let us say your income is 4 lakh rupees. Then whatever is the tax on that, 100% of the income will be exempt to tax. Okay, so this section in fact gives us a relief whereby if the income is up to 5 lakh rupees, then tax amount is nil. So one may think of our fast tax planning, that whether to, if the income is marginally exceeding 5 lakh, whether we should earn income or not for an individual. So let us say, to understand this concept, let me show you the tax calculator. Let us go to Income Tax Department's website now. Just give me 1 second. Let me open that. One second, let me open the tax calculator. Yeah, this is the Income Tax Department website. I had shown you earlier also. Have you visited this website? Earlier we have seen this website. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Here you see, you can go to tax calculators. See tax calculators. Now I'm taking you to this tax calculator. You see, let us use our fast tax planning concept. Fast tax planning concept is that let us make it for assessment year 21-22. Let us assume you are a taxpayer individual. Okay, so you know, for individual, depending upon your age, different tax slabs are there. So therefore, 3 options are there. Individuals. Okay, if you're individuals, then here is a choice. You may select male, female, senior citizen, super senior citizen. Okay, if you select a senior citizen, then what will happen? Up to 3 lakh will be exempt. Then 3 lakh to 5 lakh, 5%, 5 lakh to 10%, 10 lakh, 20%, then above 10 lakh, 30%. If you select super senior citizen, then up to 5 lakh exempt, then 5 lakh to 10 lakh, 20%, above 10 lakh, 30%. 2 slabs are applicable. Okay. There is no difference between male and female. And here is individual, you can select. This is one more kind of assesses. We have already understood these are various kinds of assesses. Okay. Now, next is question is whether opting for taxation under 115 BAC. What is 115 BAC? We'll be learning now. This is what for this assessment year 21-22. There is a choice on the assessing that you may go to a new scheme. A new scheme of taxation has come where tax rates are low. That means right now I told you slabs are 5%, 20%, and 30%. But under new scheme, there are many slabs. Okay, 5%, 10%, 15%, 20%, 25%, 30%, and 30% up to this. So from 5 to 30%, so many slabs are there. So one tax rate will be low, but certain deductions, certain reliefs, certain rebates will not be allowed if you choose for new scheme. So that is again one more tax planning, whether you have to go for new scheme or old scheme, you have to think. We'll be learning about that. Now, first of all, let us say we'll select it no. That means we'll go by old scheme what we have learned so far. Okay. Now, if you select, let us say you are selecting your normal male. Normal male means not senior citizen. You are a resident. Okay. And let us assume your total income is 5 lakh rupees. What will be the amount of tax? Can you tell me?
12,500.
12,500 will be normal tax, but because of 87A relief, tax amount will be nil. You see, income tax after relief of 87A is actually tax will be 12,500 rupees, but because of this relief, actually tax liability is nil. Okay, but if it is 5 lakh and 1, what will be the tax now? Whether relief is applicable now? Whether 87A relief is applicable or not? 87A relief is applicable only when your income is up to 5 lakh rupees. That means either 5 lakh rupees or less. And your income is 5 lakh and 1. 87A relief is applicable or not?
Not applicable, sir.
Not applicable.
Not
If it is
applicable.
not applicable, you see how much tax you have to pay. 12,500 plus health and education cess, as you know, 4%. 4% of 12,500. It comes to another 500, 1,300 rupees you have to pay if you are earning rupee 1 more. Okay. So the first tax planning for an individual is that do not earn marginally more than 5 lakh rupees. Okay. If you are earning 6 lakh, it is fine. But if you are marginally earning some more, then you have to pay more tax. Here you see the person has earned only rupee 1, and how much he has to pay? 13,000 extra for this. There is no concession to take care of this kind of situation. So this may cause a genuine hardship to the taxpayer, but there is no concession under law for this. Okay. Suppose you are earning 5 lakh and 500 rupees. So you are earning 500 rupees extra. Above 500 rupees, your tax liability is 13,100. So would you like to earn marginally above 5 lakh rupees?
No, sir.
No. So what you may do, if that is possible, if possible, you can postpone that income. You can take that income to the next year. I'm not saying you will forego that income. So if possible, we may think that better not to receive that income in this year, or not to ensure that income is accruing in this year. Let it as accrue in the next year. So if you are postponing, then also you are saving tax. Is it not? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Or you can do one more thing. Here, when you take total income, you know, this is taxable income is after deductions. Is it not? Suppose you are having 5 lakh and 500. So if you invest somewhere in an eligible deduction, that 5 lakh 500 will become 5 lakh. Okay. Suppose you make an investment, 500 rupees you paid life insurance premium. Then your taxable income will become again 5 lakh rupees, tax will be 0. Is it not? So instead of paying tax, you can pay for life insurance premium. You can pay health insurance premium. You can purchase a national savings certificate. Understood? This tax planning or not? Because you see, just ₹1 addition is increasing your tax liability to the extent of 13,000. Would you like to do that? Would you like to pay tax?
No, sir.
No. Understood this fast tax planning? This is applicable only when the income is marginally exceeding 5 lakh rupees, and that too for an individual. Any query you have on this? I'll move to second concept now. Any query you have? No? Now,
No, sir.
let me tell you one more concept now. Now, second thing is that this surcharge first of all, you know, if the income marginally exceeds, income exceeds 50 lakh rupees, there is a surcharge of 10% for individuals you're talking about. 1 crore, but up to 2 crore, you have to remember 15% surcharge is there. Above 2 crore, but up to 5 crore, 25% surcharge is there. Above 5 crore, 37% surcharge is there. Surcharge is a tax on tax, on whatever income tax is computed, on this tax is payable. Let us learn this concept first of all. Again, I am showing you the tax calculator. So as you have understood, surcharge is applicable when the total income exceeds 50 lakh rupees. Okay, now let us say total income is only 50 lakh. There is no surcharge. But let us say 51 lakh. Surcharge will be there or not? Now if you see, surcharge is applicable. So income is exceeding by 1 lakh rupees, but consequently you are paying surcharge 70,000 rupees. So you may decide. And on not only this, the health and education says is applicable on IT plus surcharge. 4% is applicable on that. So you are paying 70%, then again you are paying again 4% of 70% extra. So here is also you have to think that is it wise to earn income more than this or not? Or if at all it has been earned, let us say 1 lakh has been earned. This 1 lakh can be invested in such a way that 51 lakh can become 50 lakh. So that surcharge can be avoided. Understood this point? Because by earning 1 lakh rupees extra, you are paying 70%, 70,000 plus 4% of 70,000. Okay. So totally you are paying 72,800. 72,800 you are paying for earning 1 lakh rupees extra. Understood? Is there any scope for planning here or not? You can plan accordingly. You can reduce your income. Reduce your income means reduce your taxable income. Income might be more. You can make some investment so that total income can be reduced to 5 lakh rupees. I'm sorry, 50. Reduce to 50 lakh rupees or less. So here you can see some other advantage you can take. Okay. Did you get this point or any query you have?
No, sir.
Now, next tax planning is about, as you have seen already in the calculator, that 115 BAC. Whether we will take this option or not. Okay, because under this option, if you take this option, you see tax rates are different. That is up to 2.5 lakh, no tax, just same as previous slab, is it not? 2.5 to 5 lakh rupees, 5%. This is also same, just like previous slab. But after that, 5 lakh to 10 lakh, in the old slab, it is 20%. But here you see 5 lakh to 7.5 lakh, 10%. 7.5 lakh to 10 lakh, 15%. Okay. And after 10 lakh, under old slab, their tax rate was 30%. But here you see, above 10 lakh, up to 12.5 lakh, 20%. Above 12.5 lakh up to 15 lakh 25%. Above 15 lakh only it is 30%. So as you can see, these tax rates are lower. These tax rates are lower. But even if under this scheme, these tax rates are lower, one has to sacrifice certain deductions, certain rebates, certain reliefs. So now one has to think, because of this sacrifice, his total income might be more. Certain deductions will not be allowed to him. So therefore, one has to plan whether he will go for old scheme or he will go for new scheme, keeping in mind the sacrifices of deduction and the lower rate of tax. This concept we'll be discussing in our next class. We'll be winding up our show right now. We'll catch up in the next class with some other tax planning ideas. Okay. Thank you very much. If you got any query, just let me know.